The next thing I want to talk about in Westlaw are our preferences. So on the bottom of our main screen, I'm sorry, we can't really see things. Excuse me, at the top of our main screen, we have under our little person, there's something called preferences. So our preferences allows us to do things like change our time zone. And then there are search preferences. Do we like the Boolean connectors? Do we want, when we're reviewing things, to have more or fewer words before the search terms in our viewing mode? What's our default sort order? Do we want cases by relevance, by date, by most often used? Same things for statute and court rules. I usually do table of contents myself for statute and court rules, date for news, things like that. We're not going to talk about notifications. The second, how we want our history. You can have your history of your session emailed to you every time you sign out if you like. How you like things delivered as a PDF or a word processing document. Do you like documents merged? Do you want your terms highlighted or not? All sorts of stuff like that. Remember the copy with reference, what citation format standard is Blue Book. If you had a different one, you could change that. Do you like it in the legal brief, which is what we will do as legal professionals, or law review standards. So that is, those are our preferences that we can change and customize. We can also customize what our tabs look like. So say I'm in, Illinois, and I always use Illinois cases. I can, now it says edit favorites. I can add it to my favorites and then hit save. And then when I'm back at my home, it's a favorite for me. So that's having some favorites to have what you use all the time on your main screen. Okay. Let's see what else. Find and print. Okay, so this tools tab, we're going to talk about this tools tab a little bit. We talked about this maybe the first day, or maybe not. Find and print. So if we have a bunch of cases that we need to pull or we want to key cite them, we go to tools, we click on find and print, and we can enter up to 100 citations. You'd either separate them by semicolons or put them on separate lines. And what do you want from them? Do you just want to pull the cases, or do you want just the negative treatments to see if you have to worry about whether or not they are still good law? So that is called find and print. Super, super helpful little tool in the tools. Okay, the next one is where I kind of told you earlier, and if you haven't done so by now, upload that document that I have in the module for the drafting assistant, or I might have had it under brief check. I might have had a different name for it. For brief check. So upload that document or download that document, and then come back. And where are I going? Okay, and when you're back, so you can pause me, but then unpause me when you're back. Again, we're going to go to this Tools tab on Westlaw. Okay, so tools, there's two options, Quick Check and Drafting Assistant Essential. Quick Check just will quickly go through and pull out all the cases cited in your document and tell you if there's any negative treatment on that. super helpful. But Drafting Assistant gives you a little more. So we're going to go over Drafting Assistant, and you can do quick check on your own time if you would like. Okay, so I go to Drafting Assistant. First thing I do is I upload my Word document. So it doesn't work with a PDF. You'd have to convert it to a Word document. So I'm going to upload it, which here it is, brief for brief check. Okay, and then it's checking it out. This is just a Supreme Court brief that I downloaded. Okay, so I have some options here. Okay, I want to check my sites. Run site formatting. Are my sites correct in here? Okay, it checks my citations there. Okay, so then I can go through my sites and make sure that they are all correct. Those are all of my sites. And it has suggestions for you if it thinks your Blue Book's not that great. Okay, so that's the first part. The next one, oh, I hope I don't get out of Drafting Assistance. You might have to, okay, here it is. I might have to hit finish here. Okay, then I can go to, I can build a table of authorities, TOA builder. And then if I am, if I have my own brief that I need a table of authorities for, I can do that there. Next item, I can go, well, flags and links is WestCheck. So WestCheck is that thing where I'm pulling out all my citations and it will tell me if there's issues on whether or not it is good law. So, right, so from here I can shepherdize, I check my sites, and I create a table of authorities, all from this nice little tool. Okay, so then I would just, I would go create report and it will tell me for all these cited cases, how I want it delivered, online report, full text. Say I'm just going to generate a report with the defaults here. Launch my report. Okay, and you see all of my citations. Okay, so these ones are yellow. Those ones are good. So do I have any reds? But then here's my full one for the yellows. So it's a pretty helpful tool rather than me typing in it, even in that find and print, rather than me typing in everything individually. It extracts it as long as I have a Word document. Okay, I'm resuming my session. Okay, so those are my tools. Let me go back, click my heels, go back to my home page. Want to talk about other types of materials on Westlaw, one of them being news. So when I go to content types, I have options down here, right? So, usually it would be like we're looking at cases or secondary sources or statutes or something like that. But I can go to news. And then when I go to news, Westlaw is going to pretend that it's like a real internet page and give me some trending news that they think I'm going to be interested in. So, and of course, everything out of plan, things I would have to pay extra for. But what I really want to do is maybe, specify what I actually want to search. So look at my options here. I can search newspapers. I can search journals, magazines, and newsletters. So let's say I go to newspapers. I could choose all newspapers, but I'm going to go and get a little more specific on there. Oh, and one of my questions on the PowerPoint is why would we use Westlaw for news? Things you are ordinarily using for news would just be like a generic Google search, right? I'm looking for what the score of the baseball game is or something like that. You're not going to be using Westlaw News for that. You're going to be using it for maybe more historical type research. I want to see what happened, what the timeline is on an event a year or so ago. I want to see historical information for a client or an opposing party, or I want to maybe research an expert witness, do a whole client dossier. So kind of more in-depth and not just like, hey, what happened? It's obviously more expensive to use than the internet. So for things that we're just trying to find current information on, the internet is great. But if we're doing something more in-depth research, that maybe we need things that have been archival material, we're going to use Westlaw for that. Okay, so we went to news. We chose news. So I like the one I like is major newspapers, or maybe you want a specific one, or maybe you want the New York, all the newspapers for Illinois or something like that. So if I go to major newspapers, I can type in my search here. You'll notice when I go to advanced search, my fields look a little different. I have things like headline, lead paragraph. So headline is obviously the headline. The lead paragraph is the first paragraph of a news article. Where's my, headline, publication name, title. A lead paragraph would be the who, what, where, when, and how. If anybody's ever taken a journalism type course, text, author, title of publication. So your fields are going to look a little different. If I want to see what my coverage is, I click on this little eye to see, the scope of that. So like say I go to here, Chicago Sun-Times. Where's my eye? I want to see how far back it goes and how current it is. Okay, here's my eye. They have it from 1986 to present, and it's active. So say I'm in here, can do the world's, I could spell it right, world's largest block party. Oh, only one article on that. And I get information on the world's largest block party. So that is just straight news. Maybe it's because I don't have a apostrophe in there. Other types of news stuff that you might want to look at, or periodical. Let me get back to click my heels 3 times here. Let me go to content types here. We have, when I go to news, we have journals and magazines and newsletters. So, that's the different. A newspaper, you know what a newspaper is. A journal and magazines, right? Those are different. So you want Rolling Stone magazine, or you want Time magazine, or something like that. You would choose journals, magazines, and newsletters. So maybe professional journals, maybe just straight magazines, maybe newsletters on a particular topic are going to be there. Same theory of searching. You can search it all, or you can choose a specific. Oh, here's our publication list over here, A to Z. Now, a lot of these are going to be out of plan, so just be prepared for that. But here's our alphabetical list. Oh, not very helpful. Okay, so let's go under M. Okay, military news. See, you can just kind of get an idea of what it is. So it's not just, People magazine, they're kind of trade magazines, they're technical magazines, medical kinds of things. Mother Jones is an environmental kind of thing. So that is journals and magazines. The next kind of periodical would be our law reviews and legal periodicals. A lot of them may be out of plan, but say, here, I'm going to go to content type and I'm going to go to secondary sources here for those. And right here we have two different kinds. We have law reviews and journals and legal newspapers and newsletters. Okay, so that would be more, obviously one's related to legal issues, but law reviews and journals. So those are professional journals, say the ABA Journal, and law reviews. Now, again, a lot of these might be out of plan, out of plan, out of plan, out of plan, out of plan. But some of them aren't. And then, the kind of the academic ones are in here too. So same kind of deal. You can search them all, or you can choose a specific one to search. Last kind of thing I wanted to chat about on Westlaw is the ability to do what we call natural language searching. So if we aren't very good with our terms and connectors, we can do a Google type search. And Westlaw will create this natural language search for you and give you algorithmically best results. You will do a better search if you are good with the terms and connectors, but I would use the natural language searching if you're stuck or you're not having any luck doing the the traditional type Westlaw searching. Okay, so now do your Westlaw practice part 2. Your homework is going to be doing this little, I call it my dumb laws assignment, finding statutes on Westlaw. And then the next part of the lecture, we're going to start on our legal writing part of our class. All right, that's it for this one.